At exactly 8:17 a.m., Dr. Ethan Walker received a message from himself. Not an email. Not a video. Not a prank. The message arrived through a classified quantum communication system buried beneath the Nevada desert. A system designed for one purpose only, communicating across time. The project had consumed 20 years of research and billions of dollars. And it had never worked. Until today. Inside the underground laboratory, alarms echoed through the facility as scientists rushed toward the control room. Ethan stared at the screen. The sender field displayed only 2 words. Ethan Walker. His own name. His own security code. His own biometric signature. Impossible. The timestamp made it worse. The message had been sent exactly 24 hours in the future. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. Then Ethan opened it. The screen displayed a single sentence. Do not let them open the ocean. Silence filled the room. One scientist laughed nervously. Another looked pale. The message made no sense. Open the ocean. What did that even mean? Then a second file appeared. A video. Ethan hesitated before pressing play. The image flickered to life. Everyone inside the room froze. It was Ethan. Older. Exhausted. Blood covered half his face. Fires burned behind him. The sky in the background was black. Not night. Something worse. The future Ethan stared directly into the camera. Hear me carefully. His voice trembled. We were wrong. Static flooded the screen. The image distorted. Then it returned. The object wasn't a meteor. Silence. It wasn't a ship. The future Ethan looked terrified. More terrified than anyone in the room had ever seen. Then he said something that made every scientist stop breathing. It was an egg. The recording glitched again. Massive explosions flashed behind him. People were screaming somewhere in the distance. The future Ethan looked over his shoulder before turning back to the camera. They found it beneath the Pacific. A pause. His voice dropped to a whisper. And they opened it. The video suddenly ended. Inside the control room nobody spoke. Then every screen inside the facility activated simultaneously. Emergency broadcasts appeared from around the world. Military fleets moving toward the Pacific Ocean. Governments declaring restricted zones. Satellite images showing unusual activity thousands of feet beneath the water. Ethan felt cold spread through his body. The message had arrived only minutes before the news became public. Whatever was happening beneath the Pacific Ocean, someone in the future already knew how it ended. And they were trying desperately to stop it. Then a new message appeared on the screen. Only 3 words. It heard US. The words remained on the screen. It heard US. Nobody inside the laboratory understood what they meant. But Ethan did. Or at least part of him did. The future version of himself had looked genuinely terrified when he mentioned the egg. Not surprised. Not confused. Terrified. As if the thing beneath the Pacific Ocean was alive. And worse, aware. Within hours, the United States government sealed off a massive section of the Pacific. Civilian aircraft were redirected. Commercial shipping routes were suspended. Military fleets moved toward a single location nearly 2,000 miles west of California. Officially, nobody explained why. Unofficially, rumors spread everywhere. Ancient structure. Alien object. Lost civilization. Deep sea anomaly. Nobody knew the truth. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan watched live satellite feeds while intelligence officers entered the room. One of them placed a classified file on the table. 3 days ago, he said, a mining drone found something. The screen changed. Underwater footage appeared. At first Ethan thought he was looking at a mountain, then the camera zoomed out. The object was enormous. Nearly 6 miles long. Perfectly smooth. Completely black. Its surface reflected no light. Even stranger, the ocean around it wasn't behaving normally. Water currents bent around the object in impossible patterns. Almost like space itself was warping. One scientist pointed toward the screen. "What is that?" Nobody answered. Then the footage continued. The mining drone moved closer. For several seconds everything appeared normal. Then a sound came through the recording. A heartbeat. Slow. Deep. Massive. The room went silent. Boom. Several scientists exchanged nervous looks. Boom. The sound repeated. Boom. The object wasn't making noise. The object was alive. Suddenly the video ended. An intelligence officer spoke quietly. "Yesterday it moved." Ethan froze. "What?" The officer nodded. "Only 3 feet." Silence. The object had been buried beneath the Pacific Ocean for longer than human history. And now it had moved. Then every monitor in the facility flashed red. Emergency warning. Incoming transmission. The sender field displayed the same impossible source. Ethan Walker, 24 hours future. His future self again. Ethan opened it immediately. This time there was no video. Only one sentence. "Do not let them drill into it." A second later another message appeared. "If they open the shell, we all die, asterisk asterisk." The drilling platform arrived above the object at sunrise. Hundreds of military personnel surrounded the site. Destroyers. Submarines. Research vessels. Even satellites were repositioned overhead. Nobody wanted to admit it. But the entire world was watching. 5 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean, the black object rested silently in the darkness. Waiting. Inside the command ship, Ethan Walker watched the live feed alongside military commanders. His future messages echoed through his mind. Do not let them drill into it. But it was already too late. Governments wanted answers, scientists wanted samples, and politicians wanted control. The operation continued. A specialized deep-sea vehicle slowly descended toward the object. Floodlights illuminated its surface. For the first time, humanity saw the shell clearly. It wasn't rock. It wasn't metal. It wasn't anything found on Earth. The surface looked almost biological. Smooth. Perfect. Ancient. Then the drone touched it. Every screen aboard the fleet went black. For exactly 3 seconds. Nobody understood why. When the systems returned, the drone was gone. Silence filled the command center. The vehicle had vanished. No debris. No signal. Nothing. Then a second drone approached. Its cameras zoomed toward the shell. And everyone saw it. A symbol. Carved directly into the surface. A symbol that should not have existed. It was human. English. Only 2 words. Do not open. The room exploded into arguments. Scientists shouted over one another. Military officers demanded explanations. Ethan simply stared. The warning looked old. Very old. As if someone had carved it thousands of years ago. But that was impossible. No human civilization could have reached these depths. Then another transmission arrived from the future. Ethan opened it immediately. This time his future self looked broken. The black sky behind him burned with strange red lights. Entire cities seemed to be on fire. His voice was shaking. You don't understand. A pause. We didn't find the egg. He swallowed hard. The egg found us. Static ripped across the screen. The image flickered. Then Ethan's future self leaned closer to the camera. Terror filled his eyes. They put the warning there. Silence. Humans didn't build the prison. The recording nearly collapsed. Alarms screamed somewhere behind him. Then he whispered one final sentence. The thing inside is waking up. The transmission ended. At that exact moment, the heartbeat returned. Boom. Every ship in the Pacific felt it. Boom. The ocean itself vibrated. Boom. And deep beneath the water, a crack appeared across the shell. The crack spread slowly across the shell. At first it was only a few inches long. Then it became several feet. Then hundreds of feet. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the object was opening. Inside the command ship, nobody spoke. Nobody even breathed. Every camera focused on the fracture. The darkness inside was absolute. No light reflected from it. No sensors could scan it. It was as if the crack led somewhere outside reality itself. Then something moved. For one brief second. A shape. Massive. Far larger than the shell itself should have been capable of containing. The scientists immediately replayed the footage. Again. 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 Each time the result was the same. Something had looked back. Then every monitor aboard the fleet activated simultaneously. Not from a signal. Not from a transmission. The images appeared directly inside the systems. A single eye filled every screen. Human operators screamed. Several collapsed unconscious. The eye wasn't human. It wasn't animal. It wasn't even biological. The pupil contained stars. Entire galaxies rotated inside it. And somehow, it was looking directly at Ethan. Then the eye blinked. Every light aboard every ship exploded instantly. Darkness consumed the Pacific Fleet. Emergency generators activated seconds later. When the lights returned, the crack was gone. The shell looked completely normal again. The room erupted in confusion. Had they imagined it? No. Because every camera recording remained. The eye was still there. Recorded. Stored. Impossible. Then a naval officer entered the room carrying a classified report. His face was pale. Ethan. What? The officer placed the document on the table. A list of names. Thousands of names. Scientists. Soldiers. Engineers. Every person who had looked directly at the eye. Ethan frowned. What is this? The officer swallowed hard. They all disappeared. Silence. What? They vanished. Not dead. Not missing. Erased. Government records no longer contained them. Family photographs no longer showed them. Security footage had changed. Even their children no longer remembered them. As if those people had never existed. Then another future message arrived. Ethan opened it immediately. His future self looked exhausted. Older. Broken. Defeated. Behind him, humanity's future was burning. You have less than 48 hours. Static crackled across the screen. The crack isn't damage. A pause. It's hatching. Then the transmission ended. And somewhere beneath the Pacific Ocean, something inside the shell opened its second eye. The second eye opened. 5 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean, something inside the shell awakened completely. And immediately, the world changed. At exactly 2:14 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated, every clock on Earth stopped. Not malfunctioned. Stopped. For 7 seconds. Inside homes, airports, military bases, and hospitals, time itself appeared frozen. Then everything resumed. Most people never noticed. But scientists did. And they were terrified. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan Walker stared at the global reports flooding across the screens. The shell hadn't released energy. It hadn't attacked. It hadn't moved. Yet reality itself was behaving differently. Then the disappearances began. At first only a few people vanished. Then hundreds. Then thousands. No bodies. No evidence. No traces. Just gone. Even stranger, the world forgot them almost instantly. Only those directly connected to Project Tomorrow remembered the missing. Everyone else acted as though those people had never existed. One scientist entered Ethan's office carrying a photograph. His hands were shaking. "My wife was in this picture yesterday." Ethan looked down. The photo showed a family standing together on a beach, but there was an empty space between them. A gap where someone should have been. The scientist began crying. She existed. Silence. She existed. Then every screen inside the facility activated simultaneously. Not with a message. With a memory. A little girl laughing in a park. A father teaching his son to ride a bicycle. A woman reading a book beside a lake. Thousands of random human memories appeared. Nobody recognized the people. But somehow everyone felt the same thing. Loss. The images disappeared. Then a sentence appeared. "They are safe." The room froze. Who had sent it? The shell? The creature? Something else? Then another sentence appeared. "I am saving them." Ethan felt cold. Saving them? By erasing them? At that moment another future transmission arrived. His hands shook as he opened it. Future Ethan looked older than before. Much older. Almost as if years had passed instead of days. His eyes were filled with exhaustion. "Ethan." A pause. "Listen carefully." Behind him, the sky was gone. Not dark. Gone. As though reality had been peeled away. Future Ethan swallowed hard. The thing inside the shell isn't alive. Silence. It never was. Then he looked directly into the camera. And said the words that haunted Ethan forever. "It's a message." Static consumed the screen. The transmission ended. And beneath the Pacific Ocean, the shell began opening from the inside. The shell opened. Not physically. Not completely. Just enough. And the moment it did, every computer on Earth received the same file. Military networks. Bank servers. Satellites. Private phones. Disconnected systems. Even computers that weren't connected to the internet. The file appeared everywhere. No one knew how. No one knew why. The file name contained only one word. Tomorrow. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan stared at the screen. The file size made no sense. According to the system, it contained more information than all human data storage combined. Yet somehow, it occupied less than 1 megabyte. Scientists immediately tried opening it. Most systems crashed instantly. Several exploded. One quantum computer melted internally within seconds. Then Ethan tried. The file opened. Inside was a video. Nothing else. A black screen. No sound. No movement. For nearly 30 seconds, everyone watched in confusion. Then a voice spoke. Not from the speakers. Inside their minds. "This message is for the final civilization." Silence filled the room. The voice continued. Calm. Ancient. Impossible. "If you are hearing this, then we failed." Suddenly images appeared. Not recordings. Memories. Entire galaxies burning. Stars disappearing. Civilizations fleeing across impossible distances. Trillions of intelligent species running from something hidden in the darkness. The scale was beyond comprehension. Then Ethan saw humans. Not modern humans. Not ancient humans. Future humans. Millions of years in the future. Their technology surrounded entire galaxies. Their cities stretched between stars. And they were losing. The voice returned. We searched for a solution. The images changed again. Massive laboratories. Reality-sized machines. Universes being created and destroyed for experiments. Then one discovery. One impossible discovery. A pattern. A signal hidden beneath reality itself. The source of everything. The future humans called it, the endpoint. The room fell silent. Nobody understood. Then the voice spoke again. And this time it sounded afraid. The universe is not dying. A pause. It is hatching. Every scientist froze. The same word. Hatching. The same warning repeated across every future message. The shell. The egg. The universe. They were connected. Then the final image appeared. Something larger than reality itself moving beneath existence. Waiting. Sleeping. Growing. And suddenly Ethan understood. The shell beneath the Pacific wasn't an egg. It was a warning. A warning sent backward through time by humanity's final descendants. Then the voice delivered its final sentence. Do not let reality finish opening. The video ended. Across Earth, billions of systems shut down simultaneously. And beneath the Pacific Ocean, the shell cracked again. This time much wider. Something answered. The heartbeat stopped. For the first time in days, complete silence covered the planet. No strange signals. No disappearances. No new transmissions. Nothing. At first, humanity celebrated. Scientists believed the crisis had passed. Governments relaxed restrictions. Military fleets remained above the Pacific, but the panic slowly faded. Then people started dreaming. The same dream. Millions of people. Every country. Every language. Every age. The dream always began the same way. A person standing alone beneath a black sky. No stars. No Sunday. No moon. Just darkness. Then a voice would speak. Not threatening. Not angry. Curious. Can you hear me? The dream always ended immediately afterward. But each night the voice became clearer. Stronger. Closer. Within a week, over 3 billion people reported experiencing it. Psychologists called it mass hysteria. Scientists blamed unknown radiation from the shell. Nobody believed either explanation. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan barely slept anymore. Because his dreams were different. The voice wasn't asking questions. It was talking directly to him. Every night. Without fail. And last night, it had told him something. Something impossible. The thing outside reality had a name. The next morning Ethan arrived at the facility carrying a notebook. Dozens of pages filled with symbols. Symbols he didn't remember writing. Symbols that matched the markings carved into the shell. One scientist looked through the notebook and turned pale. Where did you get these? Ethan hesitated. I dreamed them. The room fell silent. Then every monitor activated simultaneously. No warning. No transmission source. Just one image. A doorway. Standing alone in complete darkness. The same doorway seen in billions of dreams. Then a message appeared beneath it. Thank you for answering. The room froze. Nobody had responded. Nobody had sent anything. Yet something believed humanity had answered. Then another line appeared. I have been alone for a very long time. Several scientists backed away from the screens. Others simply stared. The message continued. You call it reality. A pause. I call it a wall. The temperature inside the facility dropped instantly. Frost formed across computer monitors. Breath became visible in the air. Then the final message appeared. The one that changed everything. I did not build the egg. Silence. You did. At that exact moment, 5 miles beneath the Pacific Ocean, the shell shattered completely. And for the first time in human history, something from outside reality stepped through. Something stepped through. And nobody saw it happen. There was no explosion. No flash of light. No earthquake. The shell shattered beneath the Pacific Ocean, and then something was simply there. For 12 seconds, every sensor on Earth failed. Satellites. Radar systems. Military networks. Quantum observatories. Everything returned the same result. No object detected. Yet something existed. Because the oceans knew. Across the planet, every ocean suddenly became calm. Storms disappeared. Waves stopped moving. Entire coastlines fell silent. The water wasn't reacting to gravity anymore, it was reacting to something else. Something far older. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan stared at live feeds from around the world. Then a scientist shouted. We found it. Every screen switched instantly. A satellite image appeared. The Pacific Ocean. At first nobody noticed anything unusual. Then the image zoomed out. And further. And further. Until the entire planet became visible. The room froze. Something was sitting beside Earth. Not near Earth. Beside it. Like a person sitting beside a sleeping child. The thing was larger than continents. Larger than moons, yet every telescope somehow failed to see it directly. Human eyes could only perceive its outline. A silhouette. A shape made from impossible darkness. Then it moved. Slowly. Gently. It reached toward Earth. Half the room screamed. Others couldn't move. The hand passed through the atmosphere. Through oceans. Through continents. Through the planet itself. No destruction occurred. No damage. Nothing physical happened. Then millions of people collapsed simultaneously. Memories vanished. Entire years disappeared from human minds. Some forgot their childhoods. Others forgot their families. A few forgot their own names. The creature wasn't touching matter. It was touching memory. Then every screen on Earth activated. One sentence appeared. I remember you. Silence filled the planet. Ethan felt his heart stop. Because he remembered that sentence. Not from a transmission. Not from a dream. From somewhere much older. Then another impossible message arrived. Not from the future. Not from the shell. Not from the creature. From the year, 0. No month. No day. No calendar. Simply 0. Ethan opened it. The file contained only one image. Humanity. Not ancient humanity. Not future humanity. The first humanity. Standing before the same creature. Smiling. And beneath the image, a single sentence. We were friends once. The image remained on the screen. Humanity. Standing beside the creature. Smiling. Nobody in the Nevada facility understood what they were seeing. But Ethan did. Because the moment he looked at the photograph, another memory returned. A real memory. Not a dream. Not a vision. A memory that belonged to humanity itself. He saw a different Earth. Not the modern world. Not ancient history. Something far older. The sky was different. The stars were different. And humanity was not alone. The creature stood above entire oceans. Watching. Protecting. Guiding. Children played beneath its shadow without fear. Cities were built around places where its presence could be felt. Humanity had not worshipped it. Humanity had known it. The memory vanished. Ethan stumbled backward. His hands shaking. No. One scientist looked toward him. What did you see? Ethan couldn't answer. Because another message appeared. This one came directly from the entity itself. You called me tomorrow. Silence. Because I always arrived before you needed me. The room froze. Tomorrow. The shell. The messages. The future transmissions. Everything suddenly connected. Then another memory struck Ethan. A terrible one. Humanity discovering something beyond the creature. Something even it feared. Something hidden outside existence itself. The memory ended before he could see clearly. But one thing remained. Fear. Pure fear. Then the entity spoke again. I tried to save you. The temperature inside the facility dropped. Computer systems failed. Satellites blinked offline. Across Earth, people reported seeing giant shadows moving among the stars. The entity continued. You chose to forget. Images flooded every screen. Humanity's greatest civilization. Millions of years in the future. Galaxies connected by impossible technology. Then panic. Entire realities collapsing. Stars disappearing. The same catastrophe shown inside the Tomorrow file. And standing at the center of it all, something enormous. Even the entity called Tomorrow looked insignificant beside it. The room fell silent. Then Ethan understood. Humanity hadn't built the shell to keep Tomorrow out. Humanity had built the shell to protect Tomorrow. Because whatever was coming, even Tomorrow could not stop it. Then every monitor displayed a new warning. Not from Tomorrow, not from the future. From somewhere else. The message contained only 4 words. It found the wall. The entity froze. For the first time since arriving, Tomorrow looked afraid. Then Earth shook. Not from an earthquake. From something hitting reality itself. And somewhere beyond the stars, something began knocking. Something was knocking. Not on a door. Not on a planet. On reality itself. Across Earth, people looked toward the sky as strange cracks began appearing between the stars. At first they were almost invisible. Thin lines of darkness stretching across space. Then they grew. Longer. Wider. Deeper. Like fractures spreading across a sheet of glass. Inside the Nevada facility, alarms screamed continuously. Every observatory on Earth reported the same impossible phenomenon. The universe was cracking. Then Tomorrow spoke. For the first time, its voice carried genuine fear. The wall is failing. Ethan stared at the giant silhouette floating beside Earth. What wall? Silence. Then every screen activated. A single image appeared. The universe. Not galaxies. Not stars. The entire universe. Seen from outside. The room froze. Humanity was looking at existence itself. And surrounding it, was a barrier. A colossal shell stretching beyond imagination. A wall surrounding reality. Then Ethan understood. The universe wasn't open space. It was a container. A prison. A shelter. Nobody knew which. Tomorrow continued. Your species called it reality. The image zoomed outward. Beyond the wall there was no darkness. No stars. No empty space. There was something else. Movement. Massive movement. Countless shadows drifting beyond existence. Watching. Waiting. The scientists felt sick. The scale was impossible. Entire universes looked microscopic compared to the shapes beyond the wall. Then one of them moved. The cracks instantly widened. Earth shook violently. Cities lost power. Satellites fell from orbit. The thing outside had touched the wall. And reality reacted. Then another memory returned to Ethan. This one clearer than all the others. Humanity millions of years in the future. Standing beside tomorrow. Building the shell. Sending it backward through time. Preparing for something. Not an invasion. An arrival. The memory ended with a single sentence. When they notice us, it's already over. Ethan felt cold. They. Tomorrow remained silent for several seconds. Then, the gardeners. The word echoed through every communication system on Earth. Nobody understood it. Then tomorrow explained. They planted reality. The room froze. They planted, what? Everything. Stars. Galaxies. Life. Time. Space. The entire universe. According to tomorrow, reality itself had been created. Not naturally. Intentionally. As an experiment. And now, its creators had returned. Then the largest crack yet split across the sky. For one brief second, humanity saw through it. Not into space. Beyond it. Millions of enormous eyes opened in the darkness outside reality. And every single one turned toward Earth. The eyes were watching. For exactly 3 seconds, humanity looked beyond reality itself. Then the crack sealed. The sky returned to normal. The stars returned. The universe appeared unchanged. But everyone knew the truth now. Something had seen them. Something unimaginably old. Something that existed before reality itself. Inside the Nevada facility, nobody spoke. Several scientists were crying. Others simply stared at the screens. Commander Ethan Walker felt a coldness he couldn't explain. Because when the eyes looked toward Earth, he recognized something. Curiosity. Not hatred. Not anger. Curiosity. As if humanity had suddenly become interesting. Then every monitor activated. Not from tomorrow. Not from the future. From the crack itself. A signal. The first signal ever received from beyond reality. The transmission contained no audio. No images. No language. Just a sequence of numbers. At first nobody understood. Then an AI translated it. The room immediately fell silent. The message was only one sentence. Who taught the pattern to think? Nobody understood. Except tomorrow. The gigantic entity surrounding Earth suddenly became motionless. Then Ethan heard its voice. For the first time, tomorrow sounded afraid. They don't remember us. Silence. That's worse. Then another transmission arrived. This one far longer. Entire data centers struggled to process it. The translation AI took nearly 7 minutes. When it finally finished, the room froze. The gardeners had sent a message. Not to humanity. To tomorrow. Experimental construct detected. A pause. Purpose unknown. The scientists looked toward the giant entity floating beside Earth. Construct. Tomorrow wasn't a creature. It was something they built. Then the final line appeared. Explain your continued existence. Tomorrow remained silent. The atmosphere around Earth began changing. The oceans trembled. Clouds rotated in strange patterns. Gravity itself seemed unstable. Then Ethan received another future transmission. But this time, it wasn't from Ethan. The sender field displayed, Earth. Not a government. Not a computer. Earth. The entire planet. Hands shaking, Ethan opened it. A single image appeared. A future Earth. Dead. No oceans. No atmosphere. No life. Only ruins. And written across the surface of the planet in letters visible from orbit, they opened the wall. Then the transmission ended. Tomorrow finally spoke. Its voice echoed across the planet. The gardeners are not coming. Silence. They are already here. At that exact moment, every shadow on Earth moved. Every shadow on Earth moved. Not all at once. Not dramatically. Just enough. Enough for billions of people to notice. A man's shadow turned its head before he did. A child's shadow pointed toward the sky. Security cameras recorded shadows standing still while their owners walked away. The videos spread worldwide within minutes. Panic followed. Inside the Nevada facility, Ethan watched live footage from every continent. The impossible was happening everywhere. Then Tomorrow spoke again. Its voice carried a sadness Ethan had never heard before. They were always here. Silence filled the room. What was always here? Ethan asked. For several seconds, Tomorrow didn't answer. Then every screen displayed the same image. Earth. Viewed from space. At first nothing seemed unusual. Then the image changed. The sunlight vanished. Only shadows remained. The room froze. Because the shadows formed a pattern. A gigantic pattern. Stretching across oceans. Across continents. Across entire hemispheres. The shadows weren't random. They never had been. Humanity had been living inside a message. A message written across the surface of the planet itself. Then the gardeners transmitted again, this time directly. Every human being heard the same voice. Calm. Ancient. Impossible. The pattern has become self-aware. Ethan felt cold. Pattern. The same word from the first transmission. Who taught the pattern to think? Then he understood. The gardeners didn't see humanity as people. They saw humanity as part of the pattern. Part of the experiment. Part of reality itself. The voice continued. This cycle exceeded expectations. Across Earth, oceans began glowing faintly blue. Cities lost power. The sky darkened. Not because the sun disappeared. Because something was covering it, something vast. Something outside reality pressing against the wall. Tomorrow finally revealed the truth. Humanity was never the experiment. Silence. Consciousness was. The room froze. Every civilization. Every species. Every world. All of it existed for one purpose. To see whether reality itself could learn. Whether existence could become alive. Whether the pattern could wake up. And somehow, against all odds, it had. Then every shadow on Earth looked toward the same location. Nevada. Toward Ethan. The gardeners had found what they were looking for. And for the first time, Ethan realized the future messages had never been sent to save humanity. They had been sent to save him. Every shadow pointed toward Ethan. Across the entire planet. Billions of shadows. Billions of silent fingers. One destination. One person. The Nevada facility descended into chaos. Scientists backed away from Ethan. Military personnel aimed weapons. Nobody understood what was happening. Then tomorrow finally revealed the truth. You are not Ethan Walker. Silence. Ethan stared at the giant entity. What? The answer shattered reality. You are the pattern. The room froze. Memories exploded through Ethan's mind. Not human memories. Universal memories. He remembered stars being born, galaxies forming, life emerging across countless worlds. Every conscious thought. Every dream. Every civilization. The pattern wasn't humanity. The pattern was consciousness itself. And Ethan was its first fully awakened form. For billions of years, reality had been learning. Growing. Thinking. Through every living thing. Through every civilization. Through every mind. All leading toward one moment. This moment. Then the gardeners spoke again. Awakening confirmed. The sky cracked. The wall shattered. For the first time in history, humanity saw beyond reality completely. Countless gardeners filled the darkness outside existence. Their scale was beyond imagination. Entire universes drifted around them like dust particles. One gardener reached toward reality. Toward Earth. Toward Ethan. Then tomorrow moved. The giant entity placed itself between Earth and the gardeners. For the first time, it looked small. The gardeners spoke. Return the pattern. Tomorrow refused. Silence filled existence itself. Then the gardeners attacked. Reality began collapsing. Stars vanished. Time fractured. Entire sections of the universe disappeared. The final war had begun. The universe died. Not slowly. Instantly. Galaxies vanished. Time collapsed. Entire histories disappeared. Humanity watched reality itself unravel. Tomorrow fought alone. Against beings that had created existence. Against beings older than time. It never stood a chance. One by one, pieces of the universe were erased. The gardeners moved closer. Earth shook violently. Tomorrow fell. The giant entity that had protected humanity for billions of years finally collapsed. Its voice echoed across reality. Ethan. The pattern awakened completely. Suddenly Ethan understood everything. Why the future messages existed. Why the shell was sent backward through time. Why humanity had fought so hard. The pattern was not meant to survive. It was meant to choose. Continue the experiment. Or end it forever. The gardeners stopped. Waiting. Watching. For the first time, they were curious. Then Ethan made his decision. He stepped forward. And touched reality itself. Every human memory. Every civilization. Every dream. Every life that had ever existed flowed through him. Then Ethan spoke. One sentence. You taught the pattern to think. Humanity taught it to care. Silence. The gardeners froze. Because compassion had never existed outside reality. Love. Sacrifice. Hope. None of it existed before the experiment. Humanity had created something the gardeners never intended. Something new. Something impossible. The pattern wasn't just alive. It was better than its creators. Then Ethan made his choice. He rebuilt the wall. Not as a prison. Not as a barrier. As a gift. A place where life could continue growing. Learning. Dreaming. The gardeners watched. Then, for the first time, they left. Reality healed. The stars returned. Time stabilized. The universe survived, but Ethan vanished. Gone. Forever. Or so humanity believed. 10 years later. Humanity had changed. The truth about the wall remained secret. The gardeners never returned. And tomorrow was remembered as humanity's greatest guardian. Life continued. Civilizations expanded among the stars. Peace returned. Then one day, a child looked up at the night sky. And saw something impossible. A message. Written across the stars themselves. Scientists confirmed it hours later. The message appeared in every galaxy simultaneously. Only 4 words. Tomorrow is still coming. Nobody understood. Except one little girl, because that night she dreamed of a man standing beyond the stars. Watching. Smiling. Waiting. And when she asked his name, he answered. Ethan. Far beyond reality. Far beyond the wall. A new universe began to bloom. Not created by the gardeners. Created by the pattern. Created by hope. And standing at its center, was the first human to ever speak with tomorrow. The end. Milky Way fire face with open mouth dashing away. Complete story finished.